going to teach teenagers on how to make their spaghetti bolognese like a pro from a restaurant 5-star hotel. So I'm going to show you guys step by step on how to do that. So So I'm just going to prep all the things that we need. For our recipe. All right. Okay, then I'm going to take this out of the way. So welcome guys. Today we are making spaghetti bolognese. So the first thing I am going to start with prepping our onion. So for this recipe, basically we need a lot of onion. So I am just starting to prep our bases. So for this one, I am going to use I'm going to use 5 onions and a full garlic over here. So I started by cleaning this one. Then we're just gonna clean all our onions and removing all the skin. So if you don't want the onion to go into your eyes, it's always best to leave it like in the fridge for about like 10 minutes so that it does not enter really into your eyes. Put this aside. So that it does not make you like cry. So before you cut it, just put it like the whole onion inside and then you leave it like into the fridge. And then that will help you not to give you the crying tears. So if you're just joining, welcome. Today we are making spaghetti bolognese, 5-star spaghetti bolognese, the way we used to make in the restaurant. So I'll show you guys all the details on how to make a delicious spaghetti bolognese. Sundays is known for pasta. So I am going to show you how we sell a lot of pastas in the restaurant by making a very deep, flavorful spaghetti bolognese. So for a very flavorful spaghetti bolognese, what you usually need is a very good base, and we need to use a lot of onions to deepen our flavor for it. So now we're just on the first stage. I am just cleaning our onions, and I'll show you guys all the details. So since everybody nowadays is in a hurry to do something, mind you, let me warn you guys, this one you need patience because we are doing a very delicious spaghetti bolognese. So now our onions, and I'm just gonna throw this away. So now I'll put this aside. Then we are going in with our garlic. For the garlic, I am going to use a whole full garlic for this recipe. And trust me, with the spaghetti bolognese, you need garlic because garlic just takes the sauce to the very next level. So I'm just going to clean. So I am just going to clean up a whole full garlic. Put this aside. And we're just gonna peel all this up. So who in the comments can let me know who has ever burned their spaghetti bolognese or they cook spaghetti and their pasta came out so mushy and it was not nice. So I remember when I first immigrated here to Canada, I didn't really know how to cook a very good pasta. So my chef had to teach me how to cook like pasta, like a dente, like the Italian. So I worked at an Italian restaurant, and that helped me learn how to make a very delicious al dente pasta. So you cannot mess up. Otherwise, when it's not al dente, then you are doomed. Me, so why did you bend so far? Did you cook your pasta like meshy, or what did you really burn? Yes, Cassie, you can tell me what you have learned because working for an Italian restaurant, it really led me a lot, teach me a lot on how to make like a real spaghetti bolognese. And that was really like helpful. And when the pasta is not already well cooked, it means you are doomed, guys. So it's always good to cook your pasta extremely al dente, as they say. So once you messed up the al dente part, then your whole pasta is better you put it in the bin. So with the pasta, not to mess it up, it's always good to put like a timer because once you forget, just 1 minute of forgetting the pasta, it makes like a huge difference. So for you guys who just joined and wondering what I'm talking about today, I am teaching teenagers on how to make a 5-star hotel spaghetti bolognese by yourself at home that can last you for a whole week. And we all know Sundays are lazy days, and Sundays are known for pasta. So where I used to work at the Italian restaurant, we were selling a lot of spaghetti bolognese, especially on Sunday. Especially on Sunday. So that was the whole thing. So we're selling like a whole on Sunday. We'll be selling like a lot of pastas, and so these are all the garlic. Now the garlic is done. That's bad, Rosa. I am really. That's too bad you're experiencing with that because we cook most of the delicious food over here, and there's nothing like that. So I'm sorry you feel about it that way. So now we are done with our onion and garlic. So now I am going to throw this in and clean up. So now, since we are going to use this onion for our spaghetti bolognese, what you need is I'm just going to chop it like this. And then we're going to chop it over here inside this, like this. Just some big hand to help our blender process this quite well. So I'll go in with the first bunch. I'll lock this up. This. So I always fight with this. Oh, today we are not fighting. Yeah, that's such a good news. So I'm just connecting this. If you guys see that I've disappeared for a while, so I'll just clean up a bit so that our station is nicely clean. So you don't want to put it mushy. Yes. So what you're looking for, you do not want to have it like mushy. Now to take this off. Okay. Put this here. What you're looking for is something like this, not too mushy. Something like this. This is what you are looking for. It should not be like a paste. You're not really looking for a paste. We are not really looking for a paste. Remove this. And I'm going to dress this here. Like this. Put this aside. Then going into the next punch. So I'm gonna put it down. So at this point, my eyes are closing because the onion is like burning my eyes. Put this also do down like this. Like this. Whoa. Okay. Right. Now, close this and bring this back. So for me, this way is faster when I'm doing it like this than chopping it small. But if you just be careful that you don't turn this into a paste, that's the whole thing over here. Okay, now I feel like so, yep, because I don't want it to turn into a paste later. And I am now going to transfer it over here. So, yep. Like this. So this is our onion. Our onion is done. So now I'm going in with our garlic. Now, put this here. Put the knife. Yep. So now I'm going to put this. This is our garlic. For you guys who just joined, we are doing a spaghetti bolognese today. I'm going to show you how the 5-star make their spaghetti bolognese. I learned this from the restaurant. So I'm teaching teenagers how to make it. This is our garlic over here. So I'm going to put this aside. And we're going to move this now out of our way. Gonna move this here. So now for our seasoning, I'm going to use our natural spices over here. So now for our seasoning, I'm going to use our natural spices over here, which is the jansa. This is like to thicken and deepen the flavor for our sauce. This is like an oily seed. Put a bit of that. This is like an oily seed. And then I am going in with our white pepper over here. So for the jansa, I've used like, and then I'm going in with a little bit of a spoon like this. This white pepper. The side, and we're gonna blend this. Okay. So this is extremely, this is a very good, this is a very good spice. It's thicken also the sauce naturally and it just deepens the flavor of this jasa spice. It's known as an oily seed. I just love how it makes my tomato sauce come out. This is how it's looking like this. That's got everything here. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove this. Okay, now our spice and everything is out. Now we're gonna move to our. Now we're going to move to our next step, which is now to start our tomato sauce. We are making spaghetti bolognese. So that's what we're making today. Nice. I'm going to show you guys all the steps. So now we are at the step where we are making our tomato sauce. So we just cut our veggies. This was our garlic, and we have our onion, and that was our spices that we did, our natural spices, which is the oily seed known as a Johnson seed, with our white pepper over here. So now we are starting our tomato paste. Our tomato sauce base. I'm just gonna connect So I'm just trying to connect and see if you guys can see the port. Yes, I think you guys are okay. Yeah, something like this. So now we're gonna start. Okay, so now I'm going to use this part. So I am going in with 1 cup of oil. Then I'm going in with our 5 onions. Mix this all up nicely. So let's see if you guys can see. Let me just turn this down. So let's see. You guys can see. All right. I think you guys are okay. Yeah. And then I am going in with our garlic. Now we're gonna let this cook for about 3 minutes. Let the onion come together and let it cook. So welcome guys, for you guys are just joining, we are making a spaghetti bolognese. So we just started with our first step over here, which is our onion and our garlic. So I'm just gonna let this steam for a little bit, and then we're gonna add So unfortunately with cooking, it takes time. It's not a fast thing if you want a good meal. So we need to let this cook for about few minutes and then we'll go in with the rest of ingredients. I love already how the onion is smelling with the garlic. This is our base for our tomato sauce that we're going to use for our spaghetti bolognese. So I'm making a huge pot that can last me like for a week. So Sundays are known for pasta. It's relaxed day. So this is what I'm basically doing. Like this. So now after our onions are cooked, we are going in with 120 ml of tomato paste. Just gonna mix this all up nicely. So now we're gonna let this cook for about another 3 minutes. I'm going to allow this to cook nicely. Let it steam. That's the whole process of the when you are cooking. Cooking takes time and you need to have some patience. So I'm making a full meal and I'm teaching the teenagers on how to make their own spaghetti bolognese at home. So we're gonna follow the whole process gently. And then the other thing I have noticed is that the Italians are, the way I was working in the restaurant, they train you in a certain way on how to make the spaghetti bolognese, and you need to be like really, really careful when it comes to pasta because they want it like so al dente. And there's certain tomatoes that they use for their tomato sauce. And I'm also going to share with you guys what kind of tomato you can buy for your tomato sauce to do it at home. So it's quite interesting because when you really have time, you can prepare this at home by yourself, and it's just so fresh and it just tastes very, very delicious, guys. So I am just waiting for our tomatoes to come together. So you guys can let me know from where you are watching from, and we can have some conversations while I'm busy cooking. So this is our paste like this. This is just our onion, our garlic, and our tomato paste that we use that was 80 ml like this. So now this is the kind of tomato you need to buy to make for your tomato sauce. This one like this, it's written Italy. It's written like Italy peeled tomatoes. So it's not just anyone, you need to get this one. So this is the best. This is what the restaurant use for their tomato sauce. It's extremely, extremely delicious. Especially the one that has written the Italian 100%. This is the one you need to look for in your supermarket, especially this. Just gonna open this. For this recipe, I am just gonna use, for this recipe, I am just gonna use one can. Put this inside nicely. Water. Let this cook nicely. Going with 1 cup of water. Where is my spoon? So then we're gonna slow cook this very well. So now for the seasoning, I'm going in with my natural spices, which is the oily seed and the white pepper. Going to add in 2 spoons of salt. 2 spoons of smoked paprika. 'And I am going in with my dry basilic leaf. This one's so use my dry basilic leaf. Put it inside here like this. Nicely. You can use fresh ones if you don't have the dry ones. And I'm just gonna mix this all up. Nice. And I'm gonna let this. Guys, this smells so delicious and it also looks so yummy. Look at our sauce. Look at this. So I'm just gonna taste this. This tastes good. So I'm gonna add the scoop. So I'm going to put this at the back and then we're gonna start with our beef mince that we're gonna add into our tomato sauce. So I'll put this behind and then we're gonna cook our beef mince. Now we are going into our second stage. So welcome to my small kitchen. So I'm trying to utilize my whole space over here. So I'll be moving around and disappearing for a few minutes. So don't mind me. I'm just connecting some stuff. Oh. So now I am going to place our pot here. I hope you guys can see me though. Let me shift it like this. Yes, that is better. Better. You guys can see me. Yeah. So now this is our beef mix that we're going to use for our spaghetti bolognese over here. So this is our beef mince over here that we're going to use for our spaghetti bolognese. Just gonna throw this here. So for you guys who are just joining, welcome. We are making spaghetti bolognese today. Sundays are known for pasta. So I'm teaching teenagers on how to make their own spaghetti bolognese from start. So we did our base for our tomato sauce. It's cooking at the back. So now we're just cooking our minced meat that we're gonna add in the tomato sauce. So with this one, we're not adding any oil. What we want is to cook it a little bit and then we're gonna strain out the oil. Then we're gonna add the meat, the minced meat to our tomato sauce. Then we're gonna start with our spaghetti. The main ingredients for this. If you mess up the spaghetti, then you are doomed. So I'm going to use just 2 spoons of salt for this one. That's it. Mix this all up nicely. So while this is cooking, I wanted to show you guys put this at the back, and I'm going to show you guys our pasta. So that our pasta water can be boiling at the back while we are cooking our meat. So that it's a little bit faster. So with the pasta water, you need to put the salt like uh, until you can taste the salt is sea water. That is the whole point with the pasta. Okay, what is inside here? Like you need to taste your water so that it's like sea salt. So we still need more salt. And you're gonna mix it up. Then you're gonna taste your water. A little bit. Now it's good. Okay, it's good. Five. So now I'm gonna boil our pasta water at the back, and then I'm gonna bring back our minced meat here in front so that we can see what's happening. Look at that. In this bag. So you guys can let me know from where you guys are watching from. Myself, I'm finding myself here in Canada, in Montreal, Quebec. So it'd be nice to know where you guys are watching from, and if you have any questions so far, if you've missed any explanation that I explained earlier, that would be great. So feel free to ask me anything. Mix this all up first, and we're gonna let this cook. So for this one, I am just going to go simple with the salt because our tomato sauce have all our spices ingredients. So our tomato sauce is cooking very, very slow on medium heat in our slow cooking pot because I want all the flavors to really go in very inside. So it's cooking at the back, plus our pasta water also are just cooking at the back. So guys, welcome to my little kitchen. This is Queen Marana over here. And I am just making spaghetti bolognese, showing you guys my skills that I've learned in working in the restaurants and how to make spaghetti bolognese. So, welcome, guys. It's good having you guys here. So, I'm just teaching teenagers on how to be self independent, on how to make their own meals at home. Now, mix this all up nicely, just like this. Mmm. This smells amazing. So at least with the beef, it has less oil than the pork one. The pork one has a lot of oil. So I'm using the beef one, so it has less oil, but still we're gonna bring out this oil. Yummy. That was our tomato sauce. So now our beef looks great. So I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a taste and see what is happening over here. The salt is perfect. That's all I needed here. So now our beef is done. So now we're gonna strain out all this water over here. So I'll move this side. This here. So now we are stick it down. Papa. Oh, thank you. So now- So, so now move this aside. And we're gonna bring this back. So this is our tomato sauce over here for you guys who just joined. So look how beautiful this looks, and it's slowly cooking. It's slowly cooking. So now we're gonna add in our pigments inside here. So mix this all up. Okay, so here I did a mistake which I forgot. I forgot to crush our tomatoes down. So I'm supposed to do that before adding in our beef mince, but it slipped my mind. That's what we're supposed to do over here. Okay. Because now it's going to mash too much our meat. Before adding to the meat, we're supposed to crunch our tomatoes. But don't make that mistake as me. So I am going to do that. So in the kitchen, there's always a solution when you make a mistake, and this is one of the mistakes I did. It just slipped my mind. Uh, yep. So we just went in gentle. That was how amazing it looks and delicious. This hmm, yummy. Mm. So now we are going to start with our pasta over here. So meanwhile, while that is cooking, I'm just cleaning up the kitchen. Just moving out some stuff out of our way. So I am just waiting for the pasta water to boil so that we can cook the pasta. And to cook the pasta, we'll need our zinc to be empty. So I'm just watching out some plates. So meanwhile, we are waiting for our pasta. You guys can let me know from where you are watching from. That would be really, really interesting. And I am just going to rinse out some dishes here. So you guys saw, so don't make the same mistake I just did. So I forgot to crush our tomato before putting in the minced meat. But yeah, mistakes happen in the kitchen and it just slipped my mind. I usually crush the tomato before adding in the beef meat. That will be good. It's not a big deal, it's just that to prevent your meat from being crunched too much. So that's why. So now let's see how our water is coming onto a bowl. It's almost there. I remember the first time when you start like working in an Italian restaurant, the first thing they'll make you do is to cook pastas to see how your skills on pasta are. And as soon as they see you have not cooked the pasta to al dente, then they know already, she does not know how to cook pasta. So those are the things that most of my Italian bosses made me do. But I remember I was with a French chef. He became one of my close friends. He is the one who taught me how to cook pasta very well to al dente. And then he also made me taste the water. So I understood to cook pasta, the water has to be salty. And then you just have to cook it to al dente part so that when you go and put in the sauce, the pasta will still continue cooking. So that's the logic I've understood on how to cook pasta. So if you guys have any way how you messed up your pasta and how also you did some correction, let me know in the comment. I'll be interesting to know how you guys managed to survive with the al dente story of the Italians. So let's see what is coming to boil. It's almost there. So for you guys just joining, we are boiling our hot water for the pasta. So I'm just gonna pack some stuff while they are waiting for that. Put this away. this inside nicely. So I'm going to look into our tomato paste and see how everything is going here. Okay. So it's still not boiling. It does not come to a boil. So we are waiting for water to boil. So now we're just waiting for our pasta water to boil. It's almost there. It's just taking a while. That's why I like boiling it at the back. This is why I love boiling it at the back because it's more faster. When I use this one, then it goes a little bit slower, but it's almost there. And then we're just gonna add in our pasta here. So for this recipe, I am using the spaghetti for this one. So you can use penny or fettuccine if you want, but for this one specifically, I am going to use spaghetti for this bolognese. I just love spaghetti, how it goes with the bolognese. It goes extremely well. Open this up. Let's see. I'm going to use half for the pepper, not too much. And then I'm going to move this at the back so I can boil faster. Put this here. I want to use half. So our pasta water is taking a bit of a while to boil. So I'm just waiting for the water to boil so that we can add in our pasta. So this is the whole cooking process. Patience, patience. Gotta take place some patience over here, guys. But trust me, the final dish, it is what you want to have tonight for dinner. Sundays are meant for pasta, especially pasta bolognese. That is what Sunday is for. So we are almost done, coming to the end. And I am going to show you guys how delicious you can serve your pasta at the end and the little twist you can put in into pasta. So I think our water is boiling now. I'm going to check on our tomato sauce. So now our water is boiled. Hi, we are doing spaghetti bolognese. So now our water is boiled. So I'm just gonna add in our pasta. And I'm just gonna use the half. So we are done with our tomato sauce. Hi. Hi, Nancy. So we are done with our tomato paste. Not tomato paste, I mean tomato sauce. So now we are just doing the spaghetti over here. So I am going to cook this at the back. So we want our spaghetti to cook very al dente, and we do not want to mess up this stage. So this is the most important stage. Otherwise, I'm going to give you guys a paste spaghetti. So we need to pay attention here to the details because we want our pasta very al dente. So put a timer for about 5 minutes because we don't want it to overcook because now we're going to roast it inside our tomato bolognese sauce. So let's put a timer for 5 minutes. So I want to take it at the back so that it can really, really cook well at the back because the back is faster. And then I'll put the other pan for our sauce over here. And it's gonna be a little bit fast, so I'll flip it. We're gonna bring this guy back. So now this is our tomato sauce pot. So I'm going in with a little bit of oil. Then I'm going in this at the back. Then I am going in 2 spoons of chili flakes. Mix it up nicely. So at this point, we are not going to add in salt because the salt is already inside. So if you are not a fan of chili flakes, do not add it in. So now you're gonna let your sauce warm up really well before we're gonna add in our pasta over here. So our pasta is coming quite well together. So if you're serving a huge family, you can add your tomato paste. I mean your tomato sauce with the bolognese into a big pot and then you add in the whole pasta. But for me, I love doing it per portion so that it can come out perfectly nice and juicy. And then when you toast it, because my husband likes it spicy, so that's why I also added in a little bit of chili flakes for him. And then for the kids, I'm just gonna toast it like that, like one by one, instead of putting the whole pasta into one pot. I prefer doing it like this, one by one, the restaurant style. And if you have fresh parsley, go ahead also add in fresh parsley. But me, I have the dry one, so I use the dry parsley. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the bag. And I'm gonna bring back our pasta. So now with the pasta, 5 minutes. So how you can see it also, it's a downside, just make it like this. You can see, and make sure you don't leave our pasta too long inside here. Okay, now not for our pasta to stick, I'm going to add in a little bit of olive oil. So the pasta does not stick. Looks like this. Really nice. Now the restaurant, they'll put it on the tray and let it rest. And then they put it in a few minutes. Once it's rest, they'll put it in the fridge so that it does not overcook. So if you're at home and you want to do that, as well, go in. You can see how al dente this pasta look. My chef will definitely be proud of me on this one. Then I can just gonna bring this back, and I'm gonna add this back. So adding a bit of portion. Now it's gonna go into the al dente part that we are looking for. It's really nice, nice, and let it steam up nicely. Let it cook. So before you add it in like this, make sure your sauce is already hot and nice. So everything is good. See, it's not flipping because our sauce is still not hot. So I'm gonna let this cook. Cook. Really well. Ah, is that ready? That's it. Now we're gonna dish it out. This looks yummy. It smells very amazing. Yay, yummy. Put this in the bag. Now remove this out. Put this here. over here. Now, this is the final moment we all been waiting for.
Mommy,
Yeah.
a baby.
This. Now look at this, guys. This is our spaghetti bolognese. Looking so delicious and yummy as well. So this is our final. This is how you make a 5-star spaghetti bolognese at your Starbucks. So I hope you guys have picked up one or two things and you have learned how to make your spaghetti bolognese. So don't give your independence to someone else and learn how to make your own food. So guys, thank you so much for watching. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Ciao, ciao. Have yourself guys a great night. Remember to share love and care wherever you find yourself. Bye.